There's no doubt about that.
We got to get you in one of those cars.
No way, buddy.
All right, first up, Charles Lewandowski, a native New Englander, Stafford Springs, Connecticut, on the track. Told me in the garage yesterday the deal to jump behind the wheel of this 15 car for this weekend only came about on Monday. And he said it was great because I was looking for something. I didn't want to miss a race at my home track. He said, I haven't been able to run a lot this year, but I didn't want to not be here at New Hampshire.
Tell you what, I'm watching this car go around a racetrack. If I had a little time, I'd go down there with a wrench and work on that car for Charles, because it's rolling over quite a bit. She's awful high in the front end, and that really kills the speed at a track like this. So it looks like it needs some setup help.
Yeah, it looks like it needs a little bit of sway bar. That's almost like the sway bar's unhooked. It's throwing so much.
It looks that way.
That is one of the key things to getting around this track quick is you have to keep the platform of the car level. You want to keep that splitter just as level as you can to the racetrack, and you can see at 15, it's really rolling over in the corner.
They talk about Charles being from New England. This racetrack so treasured by racers from New England. When Bob Baer took what was the old Breyer Motorsports Park road course and built a NASCAR type super speedway. And they have races here for the modifieds. They have races for the NASCAR Regional Touring Series in the area. And this is kind of the Daytona for a lot of the New England racers. And Charles, one of those guys, he just wanted to be here and be in the field.
Tell you what, the other night I had an opportunity to go over to Thompson, Connecticut, a little short track over there, Alan. And you're exactly right. That's what they were talking about, how up here in New Hampshire, this is their Daytona 500. In fact, a lot of people from over that little short track the other night are here today. They love this place.
Saw Mike Harmon right there, Rusty. His car slid that left front tire. Just like you talked about, it's really hard to get heat in the tires the first lap. And with the cold tires, get on that brake just a little bit too hard and you can slide it and flat spot it.
Well, they've really run the air pressure low here in the race to get the grip they need. And this is one of the toughest racetracks to get the grip besides, say, Martinsville, Virginia. A track like that, Andy. And every driver I know, they almost fear qualifying at this particular place because of that reason.
Last time these cars were on the racetrack was yesterday afternoon. Since then, they had NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying. They had a practice this morning for the NASCAR Oil and Modified Series. They had a practice for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Now they're on the track again, and conditions have changed since they last ran a practice lap.
Yeah, absolutely they've changed. I mean, all that different rubber on the racetrack and all those laps being put on the track. And something we were just talking about a little while ago was hot and sunny yesterday. Now it's overcast and it's much cooler. So the conditions they're qualifying in today are definitely different.
And Andy, you're a crew chief down there as we see Mike Harmon winding down. I'll mention, by the way, that Amber Cope is supposed to be next in the qualifying line. The car's still going through tech, and the 24 cars on the 5-minute clock. Chase Miller is on the track now, coming to take the white flag and to take over the top spot on the board. But conditions here were forecast today for a high of 95 this afternoon. Impound race for the Nationwide Series as always. Crew chiefs have to set the car up for those conditions for the race. But now you got to send your driver out to qualify for 2 laps, and it's overcast and 77.
And you still don't know what it's going to be like race time. You can't. It's almost like you have to be a weather forecaster to do a good job as a crew chief, because the conditions really do change how the car is set up. And if you have a really hot, slick racetrack, you got to have a little different setup. Right now, it's just about ideal. The grip level's pretty high.
Just a tick slower on the second lap, so Chase Miller to the top of the board in the 46 car. Just underway. Quick moving NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying session at New Hampshire. Matt Carter just ran his 2 laps on the clock during the break. Third fastest out of 5 for the moment. As Matt unbuckles himself, T.J. Bell, rolling back onto the pit lane, also has just finished his qualifying laps. 3rd out of 6 for T.J. Bell. And on the track now, and just taking over the top spot in the session for the moment, Josh Wise in the 42 car.
Well, the speeds are going to start really picking up as the cars continue to go out. We all know that because the slowest cars go first and the fastest cars go last. But one thing I have noticed, these guys are about a half a second faster than they were yesterday. I guess it must be because the cool temperatures out here, they're getting more grip, the cars are running faster. So they should blow the times away that they had yesterday.
Comparable time to what, for example, this car ran in practice yesterday, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I look at all the time. This car in practice yesterday did a qualifying run, and it ran, I believe, a 31.16. And now it just qualified a 30.36, so quite a bit faster.
Yep. So Josh Wise, top of the board so far after just 6 of 43 have gone. By the way, 43 here, so everybody will start. But again, recapping what we talked about a few minutes ago, track position so critical here at New Hampshire. And if you want to win this race, you'd better start somewhere up front.
Yeah, and you want to stay at the
native Kevin LePage is next up on the racetrack, and this is a brand new race team that LePage is driving for. Not new to racing. Scott DeWare is the owner of this car. Scott's a racer out of Easton, Massachusetts, which is just to the south of Boston. He's run some K&N East Series races and some Grand Am Series races, and they're trying to build an operation to run maybe 6 or 8 races for the rest of this Nationwide Series season, and then hopefully, if they can put it all together, and we all know what that means, find the sponsorship and so on, they want to run the full series next year with Kevin.
Well, this is a way to start doing it, but the dangerous thing is when you look at a car like this with no lettering on it whatsoever except the number, you know that all the money's coming out of the owner's pocket. And generally, most owners don't stand for that too long.
Well, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step.
Yep.
At least he's on the track and he's getting going.
That's right.
Second lap for Kevin will leave him second fastest at a 30.52. And the first step has been had for Scott DeWare in his NASCAR Nationwide Series efforts. Josh Wise on top. Lots more still. A couple cars have run during the break. Stephen Light, you see, 4th fastest overall in the 47 car. And Jeff Green, the former series champ, now your new leader in qualifying in that 10 car. Top of the board at a 30.21. Here is Tony Raines finishing up. Second lap for Tony, going to put him 6th out of 12 at a 30.74. And we swing down to the pit road and Vince Welch.
With former series champion Joe Nemechek. It's been a special place for him here in his career. Got his first Cup win here and also won the Nationwide race here back in '92. That was kind of a thriller. How'd that one work out for you?
I tell you what, you think back to that '92, had a heck of a battle with Dale Earnhardt Sr. here, last probably 5 laps, and came out on top. So big step in my career back then, and it's fun to come here to New Hampshire. It's a flat track, big long corners. Your car's really got a handle. Proud to say we have a new sponsor on board for today's race. Charlie and all the guys at Wildco, they're a petroleum equipment distributor here in the Northeast, came on board. So they're local, do a lot of stuff with Children's Charities Network, and we're just happy they're on board. It gives me an opportunity to get out here and run well, and we're doing a lot with a little right now, and we're having a lot of success.
I wish you the best. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Alan.
Terrifically memorable day. We'll talk more about that when Joe gets out on the track to run here in just a little while. Joey Gase on track, 52 car. They're a little bit late for their scheduled qualifying time, but got it through tech, and there they are. And Joey put his 2 laps in, 10th out of 13. Looking to make his very first Nationwide Series start here at New Hampshire. He is the 19-year-old from Iowa. Definitely not his first start at New Hampshire. Morgan Shepherd on the track.
Yeah, he's back on the track. He set out last week. Didn't attempt to qualify at Daytona. Good to see him back.
Oh, we see Morgan with that green car. Got a purple car today.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does look good. I kind of like the way that looks. That black and purple paint scheme he's got. Totally different from... Maybe he's trying to hide from us or something. I don't know what's going on. Whole different look.
I think he's trying to stand out.
Yeah.
That's a nice color. Reminds me of, wasn't it Dick Trickle when he ran the late model in the Midwest? Didn't he have a purple number 99 looked like that for a lot of years?
He
Maybe
had
with
a
a white roof.
I remember he had the A&W root beer car that he raced a long time ago. That's the car I always remember out of Trickle.
I saw Dick Trickle at the golf course Sunday last week. Said to say hello to everyone.
Hope he's doing well.
He looked great.
Outstanding. 9th on the first lap for Morgan Shepherd. 70 years old. And still out there driving and doing great. Love to see it. Second lap, a little bit faster for Morgan. 7th fastest out of 14 at a 30.769.